We've all witnessed those moments when the long arm of the law appears to have stretched a little too far. But what happens when the enforcers of justice find themselves on the wrong side of the cell bars? When the cuffs are turned on the cops, does the legal system show them the same mercy or throw the book at them? Are the scales of justice truly balanced? Buckle up, because we're about to uncover the shocking, mind-bending, and sometimes downright unbelievable stories of cops pushed to the brink where the tables turn and justice gets its due. Meet Tyler Moody, a cop with a secret he thought would never catch up to him. Tyler's world came crashing down when he found himself in an interrogation room. The twist? He's no longer the one asking the questions. He's the one sweating under the spotlight. But what did Tyler do? Well, it turns out he provided a prisoner with a mobile phone. Seems minor, right? Wrong. Did you know that providing a prisoner with such contraband carries a hefty 1-year prison sentence? Yes, Tyler is now serving time in the very place he used to patrol as a cop. Next up, Stephanie Lazarus, a detective turned suspect in a murder case dating back to 1986. The plot thickens when DNA evidence pointed directly at her. The detectives handling her case had a unique strategy. Knowing Stephanie's reputation as a successful detective, they pretended to need her help on a confidential case. An interrogation room may seem like an odd place for such a chat, but they told her it was the most private spot. Here's the kicker. Sherry Rasmussen's murder, which Stephanie was suspected of, happened 23 years ago. The case had gone cold, but a fresh look unearthed new evidence linking Stephanie to a love triangle with Sherry and her husband, John Rutten. The detectives decided to drop John's name just to see how Stephanie would react. As the interrogation unfolds, Stephanie's anxiety becomes palpable. Her breathing quickens, her language becomes defensive, and her movements grow erratic. She voluntarily provides DNA evidence, hoping to prove her innocence. But here's the twist in her tale. Just 5 minutes later, the detectives decide they've heard enough and slap the cuffs on her. Months of grueling trial later, Stephanie's fate is sealed. She's sentenced to a staggering 27 years in prison for first-degree murder. The once successful detective finds herself on the other side of the law, paying a heavy price for her past actions. Now let's dive into the gripping tale of Jalen Fleer, a cop who found out the hard way that a single felony charge can turn your life upside down. Back in April 2020, San Diego police received some rather suspicious tips about Jalen's involvement with a local girl. 2 months of meticulous investigation led them straight to Jalen's doorstep, and things were about to get heated. The account that spilled the incriminating beans went by the name J178211. Seemingly random, right? Well, think again. 17 was his college baseball jersey number, 82 his high school jersey number, and 2011 was the year he graduated. Talk about a calculated move? Jalen's had enough. He demands a lawyer, but fate has other plans. A search warrant materializes out of thin air, allowing the police to seize his DNA, phone, and car. With this mountain of evidence, Jalen ultimately surrenders himself. Then comes the nightmare. Jalen is slapped with a jaw-dropping 20 felonies, including lewd acts with children under 14, pandering to children under 16, and engaging in sexual activity with a girl under 16. A few months later, the gavel comes down, and he's sentenced to a staggering 12 years behind bars. But wait, there's more to this dark tale. Daniel Holtzclaw's story eclipses them all in its horrors. After learning that Daniel had stopped a female driver illegally, forced her to remove her clothing, and engaged in sexual behavior with him, authorities brought him in for questioning. As Daniel shares his version of events, claiming he merely forgot some routine police procedures during the stop, something feels off. Long pauses between statements, incomplete sentences, it's all there. Here's a chilling fact. Securing convictions in cases like these is often near impossible without solid evidence. Victims often struggle to prove their case. But for Daniel, the game changer was DNA tests on hair found in the car that matched perfectly and contradictory statements from his girlfriend. His troubles didn't end there. 2 months later, a dozen more women came forward with allegations. Daniel was arrested and found guilty on a shocking 18 of the 36 charges, and handed a jaw-dropping 263-year prison sentence, no possibility of parole.